Friends, please pray with me. God, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of all of our hearts be acceptable in your sight. You are our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. Carl Jung said that the greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of their parents. The greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of their parents, meaning that the spoken or unspoken dreams that the parents did not fulfill, perhaps the ways the parents did not grow and develop, come to rest on the shoulders of their children, whether in the direct or the covert expectations that the parents have of them. For example, the parent who quits business school to have a baby and never quite makes it back, and then that child perhaps grows up to work on Wall Street, realizing a little bit later in life that really what they wanted was to be a teacher. Or anyway, say that a child or an adult child even unknowingly conflates their own dreams with those of their parents. I have to wonder about things like this when I look at royal families, monarchies. What choice is there really? Solomon, in our story today, stands in his father David's shoes with a very concrete dream, an unfinished goal to fulfill: building the temple, to give the Jewish people and the Holy of Holies, the Ark of the Covenant, one central place to rest and to worship. And as we said, God mocked David when he said he would be the one to build God a house. God said, "Are you now, you, to give me a place of rest?" It's an almost funny moment between God and David in the Old Testament. God again reminding David that, wait a minute, buddy, God is God, I am God, and you are David. So you're not going to be the one to do that. You have to do other things, and also let's just turn that ego down a bit. Your offspring will be the one to build me a house. And Solomon does it. Solomon does it, but with an intention and with a maturity of faith and identity that David could not have achieved in his lifetime. Solomon's prayer for the temple that will be built centers largely on the way that it will receive foreigners, those who are not part of the Jewish faith, strangers, immigrants, refugees. He builds the temple not to keep others out, but to bring everyone in. He is not building a wall, but a bigger open door. And yes, it's for the Jewish people, but not only. And he names this specifically. It's a radical thing, something beyond what would have crossed his father's mind, and probably something that David would have taken issue with. Solomon stood in big shoes, but he had outgrown his father. He led in brave and new ways. He had visions and dreams beyond the scope of David's mind and heart. We might have mixed feelings sometimes about living beyond those we love. I have to say, for each major death that I've experienced in my life, I've always dreaded New Year's Day because I could not conceive of living in a year that my loved one would never live in. To say last year about something about them seemed unbearable. And yet, new year upon new year upon new year, new life does eventually emerge, and with it, new insights, new awarenesses, new energy, new visions, new goals and directions. And there's something bittersweet because I can't share it with them, but also I could have never have gotten to the new without them, even if it differentiates me from them even more. But isn't that growth? Isn't that how we expand our consciousness, being more our unique selves, even if we transcend what they could not? That's the thing about being broken open through life's many changes, death being chief among them. We realize that we have even more to harvest inside of us than we knew. Changing and growing, living into the next thing does not mean that we have left them behind. It means our lifetime is interwoven not only with theirs, but also with the future and with those who will outlive us. that we're all part of something bigger than just our lifetime. And as a Christian, we know that we are never truly separated from God or from those that we love. As Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh said, "A cloud never dies, it only changes form." We carry our saints with us. They stand close by, cheering us on for all the ways that we dare greatly where they could not. May we inherit and bequeath the courage to live our own lives in our own day. Amen.